Hi everyone. I promised a couple of weeks ago that I would create some content about the phenomenon of the life review that we experience when we die or after we die. And when I asked recently what type of content you would like to hear about, I had some lots of votes for this type of content. So it's trying to cover a huge topic in 10-15 minutes seems a little bit impossible, but I will give it a go. So this information is taken from a lot of research on my part, people who have had, many thousands and thousands of people who have had near-death experiences and experienced the life review before they've come back. They've been pronounced clinically dead. They've experienced what appears to be the life review, and then they come back and they remember that. This also comes from a lot of my own intuitive knowledge. It also comes from recorded information from people who have had past life regression, and the consciousness of that person has been picked up in between lives. Okay, so I was going to start at the beginning before we're born, but it's too much of a huge topic to cover in one video, so maybe I can do that as like a prequel in another video. So let's fast forward all the way to the time of death. When the physical avatar dies, because it has a shelf life and it does not last forever, nothing in this physical world can last forever. The soul or spirit, which is the essence of who you really are, has to exit the body. So as you're going through the death transition, your soul, whether you're aware of your soul or not, it is there, it is you, it is who you truly are. It's starting to integrate everything that it needs to move on to the next level of the journey. Okay, so all of the information, all of the memories, all of the data and information stored in this lifetime, your soul is deprogramming it all from your body, because it's kept in your cells, it's held in your chakra systems, it's held in the subtle body, in the physical body. The energy of who we are is data and information. So when your soul goes through its journey of different lifetimes, it retrieves all that information from the body before it exits the body. Okay, so what it does is, when the physical body passes away and it's clinically dead, what many people across the world, thousands and thousands of accounts of a very similar type of thing, and to me that validates something when so many people who don't know anything about each other over a long period of time have said a similar type of thing and had a similar type of experience. To me, that validates it. Okay, and it also makes sense that you would have many lifetimes, because how can you learn everything in one lifetime? It's just not possible if you really think about it. The soul has to have many experiences. So the biggest cycle that we experience is the death transition. After we leave that lifetime, after we leave that body, the soul exits the body, takes all of the data and information back to the higher mind level. So when people are experiencing a life review, they're experiencing it on a level of a higher mind. Okay, a lot of us are thinking, well, how does that work? How is that all happening once we've left our body? Our body is not just who we are. It's not just the physical that exists. This is a teeny weeny part of the whole. Most of everything is non-physical, and everything that we experience is actually a level of the mind that just seems physical. But that's a big topic again. So when the soul exits the body, what many people say, and a lot of people who have near-death experiences and that can actually come back into the physical world and say, this is what I experienced, this was interesting. As soon as they pass away, bearing in mind, when the soul exits the body, your soul is fully then in a dimension where time doesn't exist. Time is not linear. Time is only linear here. You come out of the body, you no longer have a split mind. You're going back to the one mind. You're going back to the higher mind that sees everything for what it is, that completely understands why everything is as it is. We can't see that from our level of perspective. As soon as we die and we look back on our life, we understand all of it. We completely get all of it, and we understand why everything happened and why certain things didn't happen, because we see the whole from a higher perspective. So what happens is many people have said they go through after they exit their body. So basically what they're saying is, my consciousness seemed to still exist after I exited the body. But as I left the body, I seemed to be aware of everything in different spaces, even though I didn't appear to be in those spaces. It's a little bit difficult to explain. And a lot of people will say I had a life review immediately. And some will say I went on a little journey as a free spirit, remembering that I'm a free soul, a free spirit, and I'm vast. And I went on a little journey into the spirit realms and the other dimensions where there's no time and everything's lighter, and you don't have a body, so you're not carrying that heaviness or suffering with you anymore. And then at some point then, they are drawn to then do their life review. So from your soul's perspective, I'm keeping an eye on the time, from your soul's perspective, it wants to review that lifetime. It has to review and evaluate how it did in the lifetime. So the only person that is really, it's not judgment like we've been taught is judgment. The only person that really wants to judge yourself is the higher version of you. But it's not you're not judging yourself from that higher perspective, from an ego perspective. So there's no judgment of, oh, look at you back in 1992, what you did. Oh, you were a bit of an idiot then, weren't you? It's not that type of judgment. It's not judgment in the way that we know it. It's a neutral observation of the lifetime. And what a lot of people say is they're met by beings that seem to be elders or masters or higher vibrational, higher dimensional beings that they remember were part of their soul family, but they forgot all of that while they were in the physical incarnation. And those elders and higher beings and helpers and maybe even family members that have crossed over are saying to you, come on, it's time to review this lifetime now. And the soul's saying, yeah, let's have a look at this. I really want to review everything from the minute I was born until the minute I died. Let's see how I got on, okay? So it's been played out on a mind level. What many people say is they experience a similar situation where they're kind of sat at the same table as masters, higher beings, a council of elders, let's just say. That's the only way that they can describe it. But they are not higher than us. We are on the same level as them, and we're looking at this lifetime because we have guides and helpers throughout our lifetimes and a higher self and our soul. But a lot of us, unfortunately, are not aware of that. We've completely closed ourselves off to that aspect of us, which is who we really are. So there's all of these beings kind of reviewing this lifetime with you and saying, have a look at this and see what you think. See where you may have been hard on yourself. Let's see where you weren't so hard on yourself and you were loving towards yourself. So the type of things that people experience as part of this life review is they are shown times in their life where they're asking themselves, did I act out of love in this situation? All of these challenging experiences, was I acting from a place where I was very triggered and stuck in in a conflicted mind about a situation, where you may have had a difficult situation with a family member, or whether you went through a period of pain, or whether you had a difficult relationship with someone in a job or something like that? How did I approach that situation? So you're shown all of these situations in your life of how you approached the experience. And you are always being asked, did I approach this experience from a place of love, or did I approach the situation from a place out of alignment with love? Because what we're learning in these lifetimes is how to come back to love, basically. Unconditional love, not conditional love, which is what we place on ourselves sometimes. We're shown how we may have carried really heavy burdens. You know, for years throughout all our life, something happened traumatic and we carried that burden, or we carried guilt. And we're shown how hard on ourselves we were. And the soul is being shown these things so it can bring it back into balance in another lifetime. Because if the soul was a type of person, so the ego of that soul, so that's not the true soul, so the way the soul would be would never to be cruel to anyone, or conflicting to anyone, or angry towards anyone. This is the ego split mind that does this. So when your soul is reviewing these lifetimes, it's not reviewing it in a judgmental way, because it knows that the ego part of you just sometimes forgets who you are. So if it was the type of person that was quite mean to people in its lifetime, the soul knows that that's not really who you are. So the soul will be looking at this experience from a place of neutrality and radical compassion. So you're also shown times where, so you've carried heavy burdens, times where you were hard on someone, and times where you were hard on yourself. And then you're also shown, people say that what I was also shown is suddenly I'm shown how I was hard on people, and then I'm flipping perspective and I am that person, and I'm being shown how that person felt. I'm being shown. So what I'm learning in the life review experience is that all of these people in my life are just other versions of me. So I'm shown how that person that I might have been mean to felt. I've switched roles. It's putting you into these other perspectives to show you, look, this is how the other person felt. And then from the soul's point of view, it's saying, I've got to put that right. That's put me out of balance. So that's put my growth out of balance. I need to put a plan together, incarnate into a human experience again, and see if I can put that right next time. So you're also shown situations, many people say, I never really noticed the true beauty that was around me. I never really appreciated the beauty of nature. You're being shown situations where you may have been in a beautiful place in nature and we've got our head in our phones. So the soul will say to itself, right, I need to incarnate into an experience where I really learn how to appreciate the beauty of the expression of the earth, because I wasn't noticing it. So what you're being shown is you're being shown a higher perspective of all the times you were hard on yourself, all the times you may have been hard on somebody else, all the times where you could have given yourself a bit of a break, all the times you were rushing through life and not being grateful for the beauty that was around you, all of the lessons that you learned from the experience. You're also shown all the really great things that you did and all of the really great ways you approached a situation, how you responded with grace instead of conflict, how you understood somebody else's perspective. So that is the purpose of the life review. The soul wants to see the life review because it wants to evaluate how it did so that it can collate all the information and put a new plan together for another incarnation as a human, or maybe even not a human, maybe an experience where you're in, have an experience or an existence as an interplanetary for example, if there's people, there's planets across the solar system where there are other life forms, maybe you'll experience it that way as well. So this is the purpose of the life review. The only person judging you is you, but it's not judgment in the way we think of judgment. It's nothing like that. It's from a neutral observation, and it's from a place of love, and it's all for your own growth and experience. So I hope that covers everything that I want to cover at the surface level of this huge topic. If you like this video, please let me know or comment, and I will do a prequel to this, and I'll start at the beginning next time. Bye for now.